well as any quarterback in the league. Now in his third season under Mike Shanahan, I believe he finally feels comfortable in this offense. The one area where he's made the most improvement is not turning it over. Only 3 interceptions this season, and Dick, at the halfway point, quite possibly an MVP candidate.
Well, it's interesting. The two quarterbacks have identical numbers, 12 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, but their styles are very different.
Yeah, they really are. And you look at Plummer, he likes to throw the ball on the move, while Kerry Collins likes nothing more than to sit back in the pocket, use his arm strength, and attack defenses with the Raiders' vertical passing game. Collins also has done a better job eliminating the costly interceptions. He threw 20 a year ago, only 3 this season. And Dick, as North Turner told us the other day, Kerry's making better decisions with the football so far this season.
And we hope you enjoy around the country this telecast in HD TV. The Broncos won the toss. They'll get it first. Rock Alexander deep as Sebastian Janikowski tees it up. The conditions ideal, 60 degrees, clear skies, turf in excellent condition. Alexander ready to bring it out for the Broncos, who throughout this season 6-2 have started incredibly well. And a big kick from Janikowski forces the touchback. Denver starts at their 20-yard line. And the offense comes on the field, led by quarterback Jake Plummer. Never been more efficient, nearly mistake-free with those 12 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. None in his last 171 throws. The NFL's smallest line, typified by quick and clever center Tom Nalen, a 5-time Pro Bowler. And the Broncos' Mike Anderson is on pace for a 1,000-yard rushing season. So is his replacement, Tatum Bell. It's Anderson off the left side on the stretch play. Breaks into the clear at the 30. And finally pushed out of bounds by Stuart Schweigert after a big gain on first down. The Raiders' pass rush is led by ex-Eagle Derek Burgess. One coach described him as playing like his hair's on fire. He has 7 sacks. Rookie Kirk Morrison, a 3rd-round pick from San Diego State, has won the job at middle linebacker. And another Raider rookie at corner, Fabian Washington, a 1st-round selection, has explosive speed. 23 yards for Anderson on the first play of the game. Right back to the former U.S. Marine, and this time stacked up after just a couple of yards as Ted Washington had his 365 pounds in the hole.
That's just what they want to do. They want to start fast, get Anderson some carries, and run that stretch play. That is their off-tackle play that they got to get going early. The Raiders told us all week, we got to find a way to stop the stretch and then find a way to stop Jake Plummer on that boot, which comes off the stretch.
In Shanahan's 10 years plus with Denver, they have rushed for more yards than any National Football League team. Right back to Anderson. And he plows close to the midfield stripe. Knocked down at the 49 where it'll be 3rd down and 3. And 7-time Pro Bowler Warren Sapp and Danny Clark collaborate on the tackle.
I think there's going to be an interesting matchup inside. You look at Tom Nalen and Hamilton for the Broncos going up against Warren Sapp and Ted Washington. That's going to be an interesting battle all day. These guys have been playing better defensively in the front, led by Warren Sapp.
Tatum Bell, the speedster, he too with more than 500 yards rushing in the first 8 games. Has more long runs than anyone in the league, and they give it to, he's hit in the backfield. Slashing through is Ronaldo Hill. Defensive back Hill from Michigan State. Chops down Bell before he could get to his 2nd step.
Jake Plummer never sees him. Ronaldo Hill coming out the top of your screen. He's got no chance. Tatum Bell, unblocked guy right in his face. He can't make that play. Great play by Ronaldo Hill. Coming in unblocked off the edge.
Chris Carr back to return for the Raiders. He stands at the 10 as Todd Sauerbrunn, the punter, number 2 in the league with a 45.5 average. The Raiders kicker Shane Leckler has the best average, and this one too long. It'll go all the way through the end zone. And just as the Broncos started on a touchback, so will the Raiders begin at their 20-yard line. And 11-year veteran Kerry Collins, he loves the long ball, vastly reducing his interceptions, has in fact the best rate in the league coming into this game. Up front, Adam True has won the job at center on a line where the smallest starter is 300 pounds. And Lamont Jordan, acquired from the Jets, not only leads the Raiders in rushing, he leads in receptions as well with 40. And it's Jordan with the fullback John Paul Fasci behind Collins. Collins to throw on first down. Underneath, it's the Crockett. Zach Crockett, and he's across the 25 for a 6-yard gain. Defense for the Broncos up front. 4-time Pro Bowler, a defensive end Trevor Price leads the way, only 1 sack, but 40 quarterback pressures. The anchor of the speedy Bronco defense is middle linebacker Al Wilson. And Champ Bailey, he heads the back 4 with 3 interceptions. The bye week has helped the healing of a nagging hamstring, but he told Armin Katayan before the game, still not 100%. Second and short. Quick throw, complete, and a first down to the 38 to Jerry Porter. And Porter was the man who terrorized the Broncos in their last meeting in the snow in Denver. He had 3 touchdown passes.
Well, one of the concerns for the Raiders offense is these heavy 8- and 9-man boxes where they can't run the ball. The Raiders come out throwing the first 2 plays, getting the ball downfield to Porter, who does have a big size advantage over Champ Bailey, and a guy that he really got after, Dick, the last time these guys got together.
So Collins and the Raiders with a first down at the 38. Collins changing plays. Wants to swing it out of the backfield, has to throw it away. Good coverage by Al Wilson, who came over to smother any chance of throwing the ball to Lamont Jordan, who had flared into the left flat.
Yeah, good decision by Kerry Collins. Saw the pressure, got out of the play with an audible, and just wasn't there. And this is something that Kerry Collins has done a better job of this year. Again, not trying to force it, throwing it away when it's not there, and living for the next down.
Norv Turner, popular head coach of the Raiders in his 2nd season. Grew up in the Bay Area as a kid in Martinez, California. 2nd and 10 down the middle. Bobbled, incomplete, off the chest of Randall Williams, the tight end. Ball was right there. Well, Mike Shanahan, head coach for a year and a half when they were the Los Angeles Raiders. The parted company did Shanahan and the Raider organization and Al Davis not on good terms. And there's no question that Shanahan, when you talk to his players, he still holds that inner urge to do not well to the Raider Nation. He wants to beat Oakland as much as any team. 3rd and 10. We'll see if the Broncos come after Collins. Good pickup. And the throw complete to Jordan, but short of the sticks. And the flag down where the Broncos nudged offside. You saw that lurch forward on the hard count from Collins. Tony Corrente in the white hat today in his 11th year as a referee in the league. Educator, Cal State Fullerton.
A hard time deciding who's offsides here. And Shanahan over there politicking for the Broncos.
The play was ruled as an incomplete pass. Offside, defense, the nose tackle. 5-yard penalty.
Number 61, Gerard Warren.
Yeah, good place for 3rd and 10. Kerry Collins trying to help him out, gets him with the hard count. Warren can't get himself back in time, and now Collins puts the Raiders in a situation where they have a better opportunity, 3rd and 5, and obviously a better percentage situation for the Raiders.
Lamont Jordan appeared to have the catch, but as he disappeared into the Bronco bench, did not have control. So 3rd and 5. Going long, has a man, Porter, incomplete. Ball was there, should have been caught. Champ Bailey on the coverage, but Porter had a step on him. You see Bailey walking gingerly as he leaves the field.
And this is the match that we talked about before. Jerry Porter really got after Champ Bailey in their meeting last November. This is a great throw by Collins. I don't know if the sun is in his eyes. He just can't pull this one in. But boy, what a great throw. Porter's got to make that play.
Well, the Denver defense has remained true to not allowing a point on any game opening drive all season. Shane Leckler, the all-pro punter. Boy, is that thing in the air. Fair catch called by Darren Williams, the rookie cornerback. When we return, the Broncos with it at their own 10-yard line. We welcome you back to Oakland. A reminder, visit CBS Sportsline tonight for a web-exclusive post-game show with analysis from our team of NFL experts. Complete wrap-up of all the day's action only on CBSSportsline.com. From the 10, Plummer handing off to Tatum Bell, and Bell is smothered after a short gain. And we go down to Armin Katayan. Armin?
Well, thank you, Dick. You know, you alluded to it earlier, Nerve Turner telling us the key to this game is to somehow slow down the Broncos' patented first quarter barrage. In fact, since 1995, the Broncos have piled up 1,000 points in the first quarter, #1 in the NFL, and built up a huge point differential. What has to happen here, the Broncos have got to get up early, and now the Raiders have to somehow slow down and get the heat on Jake Plummer. Here we go.
All right, Armin, you can see this year again, consistent. The throw is a screen, inside screen to Bell, and Bell into open territory has a first down for the Broncos across the 25-yard line before Nnamdi Asomugha can make the stop.
Well, you watch Tatum Bell, he'll come out, he'll actually bluff the end, turn him loose. Jake Plummer does a good job drawing the rush, dumps it down to Tatum Bell. You get a positive screen right up the middle against this Raiders defense.
And Matt Lepsis, the offensive tackle for the Broncos, is down.
13 yards on that pass play. First and 10 of the 25.
Picture postcard day in the Bay Area. Matt Lepsis helped off the field. Cornell Green has replaced him at that critical left tackle position. Tatum Bell with a handoff. Tripped up at the 27-yard line, 28-yard line. Mike Shanahan, he follows the script, does he not, Rich?
Yeah, he really does, Dick. You know, they talk about this first 15 scripted plays that the Broncos have, and there's a reason for it. They use multiple personnel groupings and formations. They want Oakland to kind of show what coverages and fronts they're going to play in those looks, and that way Shanahan can come back to those same formations and same personnel groupings to attack this Raiders defense.
Said he attended a clinic as a young assistant coach back in 1974, and Bill Walsh in Chicago was explaining why he scripted the plays and borrowed the idea. The toss to Bell. The defense of the Raiders ready for the run, and veteran Warren Sapp led the charge.
Yeah, you know, you talk about this switch from the 3-4 to the 4-3 defense. Sapp and those guys said, we're out of position. Ted Washington, Tyler Brayton, some of these guys that didn't feel comfortable in the 3-4, they've made the switch back to the 4-3. Sapp's playing better. Obviously, the addition of Derek Burgess as the rush end has really helped this defense.
Yeah, Sapp said last year he felt like he was dying a slow death. He was ready to retire. Couldn't play in the 3-4. Rejuvenated under Keith Millard, their new defensive line coach. Third down. Plummer escapes the rush, the throw underneath. Immediately, the tackle on veteran Rod Smith is coming up from the secondary. With a flash was veteran Denard Walker and denied the first down.
This is just what the Raiders want. They don't want to let the Broncos get off to these fast starts. They want to control the game, make tackles, force them to punt the ball, and give opportunities to this offense. In the last two meetings, Denver has jumped out to early leads. The Raiders have not been able to recover.
Todd Sauerbrunn, who came to the Broncos this year in a trade. Carolina, Jason Baker going to the Panthers. This is Chris Carr. Settles under the 35, reverses his field. But all there is to run to is white jerseys and nothing there for Carr. Underway in Oakland on a beautiful football Sunday. No school. Reminder, if you log on to NFL.com, you'll be able to see what our experts think about who's the best and worst of the performers in the first half of the year. It's on NFL.com or NFL on AOL. No score. First quarter, Raiders' second opportunity starts from the 35, and Collins back to throw. Good protection. He's going to go long. Randy Moss, incomplete at the 20-yard line. Foxworth and Ferguson on the coverage.
You look at this confusion for Kerry Collins at line of scrimmage. They bait and bail. They show you a big rush, big blitz, and they all bail out. Something they've done in the past to Kerry Collins. Collins trying to go downfield to Moss, just can't get there. And I don't think, Dick, when you watch this guy warm up and you talk about him in practice, I don't know that he's 100%. He's not able to go chase those balls down like he normally does.
He's bothered by a hip injury, a bruise, a bone bruise, a rib injury suffered in the San Diego game. 7 plays, 7 passes for the Raiders. This is Alvis Whitted, and a first down out at the 47.
You get the idea that Norv Turner feels the best way to attack this defense is through the air, and you watch Whitted working one-on-one with the young corner Dominique Foxworth. He just makes a move at the top, puts his foot in the ground. Kerry makes a nice job getting the ball out, but Norv, it looks to me like Norv deciding we got to throw the ball and soften these guys up before we can get into the running game.
And finally a running play. It's Lamont Jordan, and he stopped shy of the 50-yard line by veteran Trevor Price and D.J. Williams.
And this was one of the problems early in the year for the Raiders. There was not enough balance offensively. They're throwing the ball quite a bit. They did get behind in some games early, but Lamont Jordan, the guy that they need to get going, the guy that's really come on the last month of the season, and you see his production, 7 touchdowns, and he's a guy that they feel like they have to get involved early, Dick, to get him going.
And Norv Turner said he's not playing like a backup anymore. He was trying to do too much early in the year, and now giving some solid performances both running and receiving. It's to Jordan. He's to the 50 and knifed down across the 45 by Dominique Foxworth, the rookie from Maryland. You see there on the season, 592 yards coming in, now over the 600-yard mark. That's more than his career high with the Jets.
Yeah, and you also look at this 339 yards receiving. The guy that's caught 40 balls, actually the leading receiver for the Raiders, and been a real active guy, and he's gotten more and more comfortable each week in this system.
3rd and a short yard. Double tight end, Anderson and Flemister bookend the line. Inside, the handoff to Crockett, who has been their short yardage expert for many seasons now, and it appears that he was able to penetrate to the 43-yard line. They're going to check the sticks and will measure. D.J. Williams with a good rock-like hit to deny Crockett much forward progress. He was your bread and butter guy down on the goal line for many years, wasn't he?
I'll tell you what, a powerful runner, Zach Crockett. He's got a hard head. He likes to bang it up in there, and a physical guy, and in the past has always been their short yardage guy, and now you've seen a little bit of him doing both. Blocking for Lamont Jordan as well as running the ball.
Enough for the first down. First penetration by either team, and opponent's territory. It's at the 43-yard line. Moss comes out, so does Crockett. Jerry Porter to the right, Doug Gabriel to the left. And that's Courtney Anderson shifting to the right side, the tight end. Intercepted right into the arms of Champ Bailey, and he has his 4th pick of the year, takes it to the 43-yard line. Looked to be a confusion between passer and receiver there. He fired it right into Bailey's mitts. Now the Broncos with the first turnover. No score in the first.
ES is sponsored by AmeriQuest Mortgage, proud sponsor of the American Dream, and by Best Buy. Thousands of possibilities. Get yours.
Back in Oakland, 5:19 left in this opening quarter. Kerry Collins, his 4th interception of the season. Champ Bailey, what a great name for Bailey, the all-pro cornerback. He provides championship effort. 4th pick of the year. And right back to the running game. And wrestled down is Mike Anderson after short yardage. Ed Jasper, a defensive tackle. Let's go back to the interception by Bailey.
Just a timing route, really. It's a good decision by Collins. It's a glance route, 5-step. He won't even hitch, and he'll throw it. And when quarterbacks miss this, Dick, they usually miss it on the backside, and that's just where Champ Bailey is to make the pick.
He's made some tough interceptions. This is a nice little gift right to him.
It was a gift.
2nd and 8. Long 7. Plummer fires and caught by Rod Smith, the veteran wide receiver. Let's go to Greg Gumbel in New York for this update.
All right, Dick, this is how things wound down at the Meadowlands this afternoon. Minnesota's Paul Ettinger from 48 yards out with 10 seconds to play. That's the game winner. Minnesota over the New York Giants, 24-21. Dick and Rich, back to you.
So the Vikings, much maligned this year, come up with an upset win. The Giants fall to 6-3 as Dallas sitting on a Monday night game with a chance to tie for the lead. On 3rd and 2, Plummer. He can scramble. We all know that. Now he looks for an opening, and it's not there. Incomplete. Might have been deflected. Ed Jasper was in his face. You see in the stat tracks top of your screen, 3 for 4 for Plummer, 19 yards passing as the Broncos, true to form, relying on their running attack early. Chris Carr from Boise State, his longest punt return, 34 yards. He's back at the 10 as Sauerbrunn ready to deliver. Good rush. Just gets it away, no flag. And with the bounce, the Broncos will down it at about the 7-yard line. Oh, so close to a block by the Raiders. Omar Easy. Back in Oakland, we can update the AFC West. Kansas City did lose at Buffalo, so they dropped to 5-4. San Diego, as you can see, 2-1 in the division. Won up here in Oakland and beat Kansas City at home, but lost 20-17 in game 2 at Denver. From the 7, Lamont Jordan gets very little except the 325-pound Gerard Warren, who was a #1 draft pick by Cleveland. One of the many acquired by Shanahan in the offseason. Well, can Indy go undefeated? What do you folks think at home? Boomer says no, they'll rest their starters in the last few games. Dan says yes, even Peyton's backup, Jim Sorgi, will be good enough. They throw underneath to Jordan, a little check down, and Jordan showing good leg strength, carries some tackles with him to the 15. It'll be 3rd and 2. Demetrin Veal first to make the hit.
This is one of the things that Curly Collins has done better, especially last month this season, checking it down, giving his back a chance. We talked earlier about how Lamont Jordan has 40 catches already. A lot of them on these type of routes, just checking down over the middle. Now they give himself a 3rd and 2, a chance to convert.
Jordan very proud about his pass catching talent. Worked hard on it going back to when he was a young boy. John Lynch, a safety, right up on the line of scrimmage, and the flag flies. Could have been Courtney Anderson, the tight end. Armin Katayan has a good story about Jordan.
Offense, number 87. 5-yard penalty, remains 3rd down.
Yeah, you learn to play the game when you're young, right, Armin?
Absolutely, Dick. You know, Lamont was telling us as a kid he used to lay in bed at night and throw the ball up in the air and catch it watching TV, flip it up in the air and catch it about 5 to 10 minutes a night. He did the same thing when he was walking around in the neighborhood. Throw it up in the air, run under it, and catch it. Old school work ethic worked out pretty well for Lamont.
Yeah, and he also in baseball, he said, I wanted to be the catcher on the baseball team. After the penalty, Collins has it to the sideline to Gabriel, and Gabriel has a 1st down as he's twisted to the sidelines by Dominique Foxworth. Denver were 2 rookies at the corners, Dominique Foxworth and Darren Williams.
Well, if you give Kerry Collins time, he can really pick you apart. And it looks to me like they're going after these young rookie corners from Denver, Dick. Foxworth, they've gone after him twice already. Doug Gable running a nice little comeback route right on the sidelines, picking up a critical first down.
Does anyone throw a prettier ball than Kerry Collins?
Well, he can make all the throws for a big guy.
5 completions to 5 different receivers. Jordan trying to find a hole and bangs his way out to the 25-yard line before Price and others make the stop.
You know, more opportunities for Lamont Jordan has meant more production. Here's a guy that came over in free agency in the New York Jets, a guy that really backed up Curtis Martin the last 3 years and never really got a chance to be the every down guy. He's getting an opportunity now. Jimmy Ray, the offensive coordinator for the Raiders, says this guy is learning to be a patient runner. And it's bode well so far for the Raiders.
Yeah, you could see that on the last play, couldn't you? He just kind of hesitated a little bit, tried to find the opening off the left side. Collins, guns, incomplete. Staggering was Jerry Porter as he came back to meet the ball.
Jerry Porter, the intended receiver.
You know, when we talked to Jerry Porter, he said he was anxious to get after these young rookie corners. Even if it was Champ Bell, he said it didn't make a difference to me. He would have had this catch had he not slipped, Dick. He just slips to the top of the route. Porter, a guy that had a great game against these guys last year, and he says, I rise to the occasion in big games. Today is certainly a big game for the Raiders.
That was reminiscent of the old Raider attack, that long throw and Biletnikoff peeling back. Collins has to peel away from Wilson and then throws it away.
Good job.
As the Broncos came with those speedy linebackers and will force a punt by Oakland.
The thing that's so hard for a quarterback is you see all these guys up in the box. And now the time before they baited and they bailed. This time they come. Collins can't tell whether they're coming or they're going to bail. He's not ready for it. They don't have enough guys in protection. He has to roll out and get rid of it. Good job of that Denver defense.
So Darren Williams, the rookie from Oklahoma State, back at the 20-yard line. Shane Leckler. Booms one to the 19. Williams with a clear sailing down the sidelines to the 40 and finally twisted out of bounds at the 31-yard line by Tim Johnson. Darren Williams with his best return of this midseason.
Wow, pretty good kick by Leckler. Looks like it's good coverage, and you see this wedge start to form right out through here. They have no one in that hole, that gap. Darren Williams makes a big run. See Tim Johnson coming there at the end, but not after they pick up almost 45, 50 yards on a big return.
Yeah, officially 52 for Darren Williams. So best field position for Jake Plummer and the Broncos at the 30-yard line, and Tatum Bell's the running back. This is Bell. To the 27-yard line, Derek Burgess holding his ground on that defensive left end side, able to make the stop as the final seconds tick away here in the opening quarter.
You take a look at Derek Burgess getting more activity today because of the injury to Bobby Hamilton. Their leading sacker with 7 so far this season, and he's going to have to play more of a role today with that injury to Hamilton.
So that'll do it. A scoreless first quarter. You're watching the NFL on CBS. MP. Tatum Bell, the running back. Jake Plummer. 2nd down and 7 at the 27 of the Raiders. After the Darren Williams punt return, he's going to the end zone for Rod Smith. Touchdown, Denver. The veteran Smith with that catch sets the mark in Denver history, the most career touchdowns, his 66th for this undrafted wide receiver out of Missouri Southern.
The old wily, cagey veteran. You watch him give a double move here to Nnamdi Asomugha. He bites on it. He cannot recover in time. Plummer makes a great throw. Rod Smith goes up for the catch, and this is what he's done time and time again during his career as a Bronco. Wily veteran. He's made a lot of big plays over the years.
He was tied with Terrell Davis at 65 career touchdowns. Jason Elam adds the extra point. And one of the outstanding leaders in the league, Jake Plummer, goes after the man for the Broncos, Rod Smith. A reminder, big Tuesday night on CBS, country music's biggest night, live from the country's biggest city. Catch all your favorite stars, plus a once-in-a-lifetime duet. How about this? Elton John and Dolly Parton. Brooks and Dunn host the CMA Awards live from New York Tuesday on CBS, America's most watched network. The Broncos strike first early here in the second quarter, 7-0. And the pass from Plummer to Smith. Chris Carr returns the kickoff. And is dropped at the 22-yard line by Sam Brandon. Let's go back to the 27-yard touchdown pass.
Just watch how patient Rod Smith is at the top of this route. Works upfield, really sells it. Nnamdi can't help himself. He bites on that double move, and here's a guy that in the past has been victimized by double moves. Broncos realize that, and they go right after him early in the game.
And Rod Smith with Plummer in that. For Plummer, in the last 6 games plus this one, 12 touchdowns, no interceptions. And Nnamdi Asomugha watched his Cal Bears yesterday lose to Southern Cal. He proudly attended Cal Berkeley in his collegiate years. Flag down as Lamont Jordan runs into the pile. Leon Gold there first. And Jordan looks as if he's banged up on the play, slow getting up.
Holding. Defense, number 97. This 5-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run. Automatic first down.
So one of the rare defensive lineman holding calls, Dimitri Veal. But the concern now is on the fallen running back, Lamont Jordan. Have a report when we come back.
Transform the way you watch football with Sony, the world's greatest high-definition television. Red Lobster. Don't miss endless shrimp going on now only at Red Lobster. And by UPS. What can Brown do for you?
One of the signature landmarks, San Francisco's Golden Gate Bridge. Beautiful day. Ideal for football as Lamont Jordan getting one of his lower extremities wrapped, and Zach Crockett, the veteran from Florida State, replaces him. He gets the call with his mane a-flowing. He's to the 34-yard line.
And they've tried to get him more opportunities as well. Zach Crockett, the big fullback, using him a little bit more as a halfback. And they have John Paul Fasci, the big 6'4", 270-pound bruiser, who's also working at the fullback position now that Lamont Jordan is on the sidelines.
So that note on Jake Plummer. He hasn't thrown an interception since the second half of the San Diego game. That was game 2 of the season. On 2nd and 4, the roll by Collins, and then he has to eat it as sharp through was Michael Myers. He's one of the 4 players acquired from the Cleveland Browns in the offseason, playing in that defensive line. Myers, a 4th-round pick by Dallas back in '98.
Very difficult for Collins. He turns his back to the line of scrimmage, doesn't see everybody bail out, feels like he's going to have a shot down the field. As it turns out, Denver winds up dropping more guys in coverage. He's holding the ball, waiting for someone to get open. Myers gets a free run him at the end.
First sack of the season for Myers. Lamont Jordan back in for the Raiders. 10-yard loss on the play. So 3rd and long, and the Broncos loosen that deep pass defense. The throw deflected, incomplete. Good coverage. Al Wilson all the way back about 20 yards beyond the line of scrimmage to help out.
We call that cover 4, Dick. 4 of their guys around one of ours. I mean, that was an ill-advised throw by Carey trying to stick it in there. Knowing the situation, You'd been better off checking it down or throwing away and not risking an interception.
Now Darren Williams has set up the first Broncos score with a 52-yard punt return to the Raider 30-yard line, and then it was Plummer to Rod Smith on the touchdown, 27 yards. Williams gets another chance. Leckler's kick this time short and kicks out of bounds at the Denver 40-yard line. Now back on the field come the Broncos, leading 7-0. And a reminder, tomorrow Dave's All New with Kid Scientist plus John Cusack, and later this week don't miss Threshold star Carla Gugino and Howard Stern. Dave's All New all this week on CBS, America's most watched network. Mike Anderson toppled after a gain of a couple.
Number 38, Mike Anderson on the carry.
And the run has been the theme all season long. Mike Anderson the power, Tatum Bell the speed.
Yeah, it's a nice changeup. You know, Mike Anderson, the guy coming off that injury a year ago, he looks refreshed. Then when he gets worn down a little bit, they bring in Tatum Bell, the only tandem in the National Football League with 500 yards rushing apiece. Nice 1-2 punch for the Broncos.
They're on pace, and it's a rare Quinella that both running backs would rush for 1,000 yards in a season on the same team. That has happened rarely in the NFL. Fake to Anderson, and here's that boot. Plummer straightens, throws to Smith, and it's just a bit long as Stuart Schweigert on the coverage.
They try and lull you to sleep. They try and run the stretch and run the stretch. Just when you think you got the stretch stopped, here comes the boot. Raiders do a pretty good job there in coverage. Little ab lib at the end. Rod Smith and Jake Plummer trying to make a play down the field, but that was a real good job of that young Raiders secondary.
Rod Smith, what a story he is. No one drafted him. He begged for a job. Finally, Mike Shanahan was the new coach in Denver. He said, we'll give you a chance to play on the practice squad. And now the all-time pass receiver in Denver history. 3rd and long. And Plummer goes down as he pulled back from center. And all over him was Ed Jasper.
I don't know if they got that one off, Dick.
Well, the punting team comes out.
Timeout.
Oh, he called time before the snap.
That might have come from the sidelines. Did look like Plummer was the guy. Maybe Shanahan recognized the play clock was running down and decided to call a timeout from the sidelines.
Whatever, a fortuitous call by Shanahan or whomever, because it saved a loss. Would have forced 4th down and a punt.
12:28, thank you.
Fans don't like it here in Oakland. They thought they had the Broncos stopped. Warren Sapp revitalized. Oh, high in praise of former teammate of yours with the Vikings, Keith Millard, who was the defensive line coach with Denver for 4 years. This is his first year with the Raiders, and Sapp loves this guy.
Yeah, he said he's made it fun again. Actually, when Millard got the job, he flew down to Florida to meet with Warren Sapp in the offseason and talk to him and get him going again. Millard said he has to have more fun at it. Keith Millard was an old teammate of mine, a guy that was a tenacious guy, was a quick guy off the ball, and Warren Sapp has really bonded with this guy and kind of revitalized his career.
Last year, Sapp way below his average, only 2.5 sacks playing in the 3-4 defense, and this year he has 5 already. Oh, Plummer and the Broncos, after spending a timeout, saved the loss, saved giving up the ball. Look at 3rd down and 8 again. A rare sellout here at the McAfee Coliseum in Oakland. Long timeout.
Raiders making a lot of substitutions, bringing guys on and off the field, trying to confuse the Broncos.
Sapp returns. Denver 0 for 3 on 3rd down in this first half. Tatum Bell with Plummer in the shotgun. Early here in the second quarter, 12:23 remaining, and Tony Parenti, they're having
The game
clock
clock
troubles.
operator, please reset the game clock to 12:28. 12:28. The Denver timeout will keep the game clock stopped.
Want to add 5 seconds, and they have done just that. Lally, the long ball threat, wide right. Smith in the slot. Tatum Bell now in motion. Good pressure. Plummer gets it away. Going long for Smith. He's got it. You know, it's Ashley Lally. Lally down the sidelines, and that has been his fourth throughout his 4-year career from Hawaii. He can stretch the field, but he comes up gimpy.
Ashley Lally going after the young Fabian Washington, the rookie, and you watch at the top of this, he gets away with one here. He actually pushes off right there. You see it at the end to go up and make that catch.
37-yard catch it was.
And this is their deep threat guy, Ashley Lally, the guy they want to throw the ball down the field to. Got a lot of speed. They feel like can really stretch the field, and looks like he is a little gimpy.
Lally averaging 15.5 a catch. Last year he led the NFL, averaging 20 yards per reception. Mike Anderson back in. First down inside the Raider 20, leading 7-0. Anderson off tackle, powers his way to the 15-yard line. Tommy Kelly and others on the tackle. Well, the Denver offense in the red zone has been opportunistic, to say the least. They take advantage of those invasions to the 20-yard line. 12 of 13, the last 13 trips, touchdown.
Well, they've been very efficient in this part of the field.
Lally back in the game. Back to Anderson. Twist to the 12-yard line. Warren Sapp and Ronaldo Hill collaborate on the tackle.
Well, this is all part of their MO. They want to start fast, Denver. They want to get a lead, get control of the game, and then pound it out you. They don't want to have Jake Plummer throw it 35 or 40 times a game. They want to run the ball, control the line of scrimmage, and eat up some clock.
Third down. It's a short 3, and Tatum Bell is in. Plummer almost ran out of time. Gives it inside to Bell, and he has a first down as he drives to the 6-yard line into the grasp of Danny Clark.
Yeah, Tatum Bell, just a stretch play. You watch the Denver linemen, they get these guys down on the ground. They're athletic guys, very sound with their technique, and they're very quick. They get up on you fast, they get their hands on you, and it becomes very, very difficult if you're a defensive lineman.
Mike Shanahan's team, 70 points they've outscored their opponents in the first half. That's Rob Ryan, defensive coordinator for the Raiders. First and goal. Bell. Nothing there that time. All the gaps were plugged by Kelly and Clark and others.
You know, when we talked to Warren Sapp, he said if we're disciplined, we have gap control, and if we tackle well, we can stop this Denver running attack. And that's easier said than done. I mean, these guys will continually run the ball at you. They'll be patient in the running game. That's Shanahan's way of doing business offensively.
That zone blocking, they just get on a man and start moving him, and then the back picks his hole. Fake to Bell. Throw underneath. And a gain of a couple as Bell, after the fake, just hesitated, hid behind the line, and almost a slip screen down on the goal line. You don't see that very often.
Yeah, it's not very often that they repeat plays in this system, but here's a play we saw earlier in the first quarter, a little slip screen to Tatum Bell. Not the same result, but something they saw they had success with earlier, and they came right back to.
Now the crowd will rise as one here now. Third and goal at the 4. Anderson, empty backfield. Plummer throws it incomplete. Rod Smith was on the back line, but Plummer just saved a sack. He got rid of it. Ronaldo Hill on the coverage. So the field goal unit comes on. Jason Elam. The extra point, when Elam kicked the extra point after the opening touchdown, it was a landmark for him. 1,500 points for Elam in his career with the Broncos. That's the earliest anyone has scored 1,500 points in NFL history. He's been solid after a third-round pick out of Hawaii. 22 yards on the attempt. And that one not much more than an extra point. In essence, a moral victory for the Raider defense. 10-0 Denver.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Hummer. Check out the new H3. Hummer, like nothing else. And by Dr. Pepper and your local Dr. Pepper bottler. Dr. Pepper, one taste and you get it.
The Raiders in all shapes and forms. Sold out here at the Coliseum against the dreaded rival Broncos, who lead at 10-0. Todd Sauerbrunn, the punter, kicks it off. Chris Carr brings it back. And the young man from Boise State, running the entire width of the field, gets it out to the 36-yard line before Rock Alexander can make the tackle. Timeout, 8:05 left in the half. Lamont Jordan, his ankle wrapped, returns to the huddle for the Oakland Raiders. And Randy Moss, who sat out the last possession for the Raiders, that's a normal sequence, is back in the game wide right. From the 36, trailing 10-0. Jordan finds some daylight, breaks a tackle and another. Bowls his way near the first down sticks. John Lynch, the veteran safety, finally wrestles him to the ground.
There, you put a little tape on that ankle, Dick. You get right back in there and get him going. You watch this job by the offensive line up front. Getting on bodies, giving this guy lanes to run and letting Lamont Jordan do the rest. Guy that likes to run the ball downhill.
Good for a first down. You saw 49, the fullback, John Paul Fashi, with a good block to clear out a linebacker. This is Crockett giving it to the fullback, and he darts straight ahead for 3. Al Wilson, another tackle for the Broncos.
You know, it's tough when you look at Randy Moss. Not had a lot of opportunities in this game, but they're using him sparingly, Dick. And I don't know that he's 100% healthy. We talked about it, and it's tough to be critical of his performance and his production when he's out there and he's not 100%.
The injury occurred against the Chargers in game 5. This is Jordan. He's got some burst, this big guy from the University of Maryland. Nick Ferguson made the stop.
Yeah, we talked about Moss the first 4 games of the season, how productive he's been, but the last 4 games, a different story. Obviously with the injury, not a lot of big plays, but here's the big deal. 4 yards after the catch, essentially he's been catching the ball, either getting out of bounds or getting down to protect his body.
First down for Jordan, who now has rushed for 38 yards. That last for 11. Back to Jordan. There's that patient running style you alluded to, Rich Gannon. And a good gain on first down before Champ Bailey can come up from corner to make the stop.
Yeah, this offensive line has played better this past month. They're inconsistent a little bit earlier in the year. They've made some changes. Got Adam True in there at center. Feel a little bit more comfortable with him as far as making all the protection calls, the line calls, as well as picking up the blitzes. And they have played better this past month.
2nd and 2. Jordan stops, starts, and then there wasn't a chance to get it back in high gear. Nick Ferguson streaks up from the safety spot to make the tackle.
And they won't sit idle very long, Denver's defense. They'll get the safeties up around the line of scrimmage for run support, both Ferguson and Lynch. Guys that like to play in the box, good tacklers. They're not going to let the Raiders run the ball down their throat.
Lost a yard on the play, so it's 3rd and 3. As you look at that speedy set of backers with Ian Gold, Al Wilson, and DJ Williams, probably the fastest trio in the league. Third and 3, wide open is Jerry Porter. First down at the 25. Bailey and Williams, the 2 corners, on the sandwich tackle.
You see it coming right at you. They get confused by this bunch setting. Porter sits down right in the zone. Denver's not able to sort it out. And the Raiders convert an easy 3rd down.
Porter at 6'2" and 220, a big, strong wide receiver. 4:19 left in this opening half. The Raiders trying to get on the board, down 10-0. Jordan again. And he runs into a crowd. No chance on that play, and Michael Myers led the way.
You know, this Denver defensive line, they're always slanting and looping, always moving around, trying to create lanes for their speedy linebackers who can get up in there and fill and run support and make the tackles. That's something that the Raiders offensive lines talk about all week long. These guys never sit still. It's tough to get your hands on them. They're always moving up front and creating a lot of difficult angles for us in the run game.
Decent drive by Norv Turner's Raiders. They're in field goal range, but down 10-0, looking for something bigger. 2nd and 11. Over the middle. And that one's to Moss. He has his first catch of the game, the 5-time Pro Bowler. As he sits in the zone and picks up about 7 on the play.
It just works upfield, finds a little hole in the zone, sits down inside. Curry makes a good throw. But again, it just doesn't seem like himself, Dick, after the catch. Doesn't have that explosiveness. Doesn't have the ability to put his foot in the ground and get north and south and get into the transition of the run.
So it's 3rd down and 5. Moss wearing that unfamiliar 18, although for him, he started in the NFL at Minnesota. That was his first number. And Collins, running out of time on the play, uses a timeout. 2:49 to go. Can the Raiders close the gap? And for Dan Deerdorf. Dan will be back with us next week. Armin Katayan down on the field. It's 3rd and 5 at the 19. All right, Gannon, you're in the huddle. You call the play for us.
Critical situation here. Obviously, you want to be protection conscious, but they have done a nice job getting in these multiple formations, these bunch formations, forcing the Broncos to play zone coverage, and then they're just finding a little hole in the seam.
Jordan, the lone running back. Collins looking at the bunch, doesn't have a chance to unload. Ebenezer Ekuban in for the sack, his 2nd of the season. Ekuban, along with Courtney Brown, Michael Myers, Gerard Warren, 4 men who played line for the Browns a year ago, all picked off by Mike Shanahan.
A little game on the outside. Gallery's not able to make the adjustment. Ebenezer Ekuban starts him upfield, then works back underneath. Gallery can't make the switch off. You get the big sack.
Yeah, Brown and Ekuban and Warren, all #1 draft picks, and they got them at bargain prices. They did Denver. So by the sack of Collins, it forces Janikowski to try one from 45. He's made 10 in a row. This one won't get there. It's wide to the left. And the Bronco defense, and the sack had to be a big part of it on 3rd down. Denver maintains the 10-0 lead.
And if you're Sebastian Janikowski on the sidelines, you're just kicking yourself saying, don't take the sack down here. I got an easy field goal. Just misses it left. Devastating.
A reminder tonight on CBS, always lead off at 7 with 60 minutes. They burn homes. They burn SUVs. They're the most dangerous of our domestic terrorists. Who are they? You'll find out tonight on 60 Minutes, and that'll be followed by a new cold case, and then the dramatic conclusion, Category 7, the end of the world, the movie tonight on CBS. Plummer flips it into the flat to Tatum Bell, and he is hit rudely. As coming over to make the stop was Nnamdi Asomugha.
You just get the sense that the Raiders are just kind of hanging around, waiting for something good to happen. They just wasted an opportunity right there, scoring opportunity, and they need to have something good happen in this game. A stop here, a turnover to kind of jumpstart this football team.
Yeah, the Raiders have had difficulty in winning at home. Plummer gives it off inside, and Bell with a big hole, and all the way out to the 46-yard line. That looks to be right at the yardsticks. That'll bring us to the 2-minute timeout. A reminder to stay tuned. Sprint halftime report with the pride and joy of Loras College. Greg Gumbel with the guy from Miami, another used to be a Bronco, and a former Cincinnati Bengal and Jet Boomer. All the latest NFL scores and highlights, all the action from the early games. Coming up on the Sprint halftime report, we pick up the action here at 1:59 left. Broncos have 1 timeout left, 10-0 the lead, and it's 3rd and inches.
Plenty of time here left for the Broncos. Obviously convert here and start picking up the pace, getting in and out of the huddle, call more plays, give yourself more opportunities.
Caden Bell, the running back. And Plummer sneaks it ahead. Needed only inches. Flag is down. Thrown by the linesman.
There's a penalty flag on the play.
Appeared that one of the Raiders leaned offside. But the flag was late. We'll see.
Officials have struggled today. These offside.
Defense, the nose guard in the neutral zone at the snap. 5-yard penalty. Results, first down.
First down by penalty for the Broncos.
Yeah. You look at Ed Jasper, he's already lined up off sides. You know, he doesn't even give himself a chance here, and that's the thing we talked about, Dick. The penalties have hurt this football team historically, one of the most penalized teams in the league. There you just give him a free first down.
Well, that one falls in the mental error category when you're looking right over the ball and you see your helmet ahead of the football. Throw underneath now to the tight end, Jeb Putsier. And Jebediah Putsier from Boise State has another first down at the 39. His 20th catch of the year, first today. And offside again with no flag. Now the flag is thrown, and so is Plummer, thrown to the ground by Warren Sapp.
He's not going to like that. Defensive linemen are always devastated when you take their sacks away, Dick.
And his coach, Keith Millard, waits for the call, but it did appear two
Offside.
different Broncos.
Defense number 93 in the neutral zone at the snap. 5-yard penalty, repeat, first down.
Warren Sapp will let him know about that on Monday.
Tommy Kelly, he wasn't the only one offside.
But again, just being disciplined, just watching the ball, giving yourself a chance. Can't make these mistakes right before halftime.
90 seconds to go before the intermission.
1st and 5 from the 34.
So 1st and 5. Charlie Adams, a wide receiver, and he's far right. And Bell to the left. Plummer up the middle, and wide open is Rod Smith. He just manages to find the open spot time and time again. Smith with a touchdown to start the scoring today. A 27-yard grab from Plummer. Has 4 catches, 43 yards. They're well into field goal range. Plummer over the head of Smith, tried to throw on the run. Flag down in the secondary, and the Raider fans start to moan early. It's in a bad spot when you consider the placement of that flag.
Came back with the same play. Rod Smith working in the slot on Ronaldo Hill. Had success with it the first time, came right back to it.
Yeah, this one's going to go the other way.
Pass interference, offense number 80. 10-yard penalty, repeat, first down.
Well, you can get open, but then there are times when you shouldn't get open.
Yeah, an old veteran guy trying to get away with one right on the inside. You just watch his left arm pushing off his right arm up in Ronaldo Hill's chest, just enough to get him some separation.
So that takes the ball back to the 34-yard line, would make it a much more serious field goal attempt, but plenty of time left. Still first down and 20. Throw to the sidelines to Ashley Lallee, but no yardage there at all, as coming up quickly was Awesome Mawa.
And that's just what the Raiders want to do. Let them complete the ball inbounds, the short throws, make the tackles, keep the clock running.
And the clock now to 47 seconds. Actually a loss on the reception of 2 yards. Plummer steps up. Here's the scramble, but he does so well on the slide. Goes down about the 27-yard line, they'll mark it.
And that's when he's most dangerous, Dick. You know, you have good coverage and good protection, and he starts moving around the pocket. This is what he does as well as anybody, and it drives defensive coordinators absolutely crazy. You think you got everybody covered, and everybody's accounted for except old number 16.
Now you rushed for over 2,400 yards in your career. You knew the feeling. Kind of feels good, doesn't it? When everyone's covered and you can steal the first down.
I rushed for those 2,400 yards the first part of my career. I got pretty smart the second part of my career. I started taking some of those blows to the head and realized you either better get down or get out of bounds before you get hit in the head too many times. You're mumbling over my words there.
Just the thought of getting hit in the head.
You got me all worked up here in the booth. Got me nervous.
You saw Jason Elam looking on, hoping that Plummer can get closer to the uprights. Third down, 13. Bell, the running back. 32 seconds left in the half.
Watch the draw.
It's Bell. Down to the 20, maybe the 19-yard line, so that'll give Jason Elam a good shot as Stuart Schweigert made the tackle.
And that's a good call. They got themselves in position to pick up some extra yardage, and they're well within range of Jason Elam.
You see how Mike Shanahan had that field goal unit primed to get on the field with no timeout to spend, down to 8 seconds. It's a 38-yard attempt by Elam. And where the Raiders failed on their field goal try, Elam delivers for Denver. And a little frosting on the first half cake. 13-0 Broncos, the leaders of the AFC West. Impressive, especially on defense here in the opening half. So Jake Plummer, touchdown, only one to Rod Smith. Let's go down to Armin Katayan.
Mike, a bit of a slow start, but you're starting to build some real momentum on both sides of the ball, especially with that late field goal.
Yeah, they've done a great job rushing the passer early in the game. We tried to slow them down a little bit, and hopefully we can get things going a little bit better in the second half.
All right, Coach. Thank you, Dick.
All right, so it's the Broncos 13-0 here in Oakland. We'll be back with the Sprint halftime report after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS.